Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
House Republicans huddling behind closed doors for hours, grappling over what to do about freshman Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who shared anti-Semitic posts and embraced false QAnon conspiracy theories, even implying 9/11 was a hoax and that deadly school shootings were staged. In that meeting, NBC News has learned Greene apologized for some of her past comments, receiving applause from some of her colleagues. The top House Republican, Kevin McCarthy, declining to take action against Greene, speaking out late Wednesday.
I denounce all those comments that were brought up. She came inside our conference and denounced them as well. She said she was wrong.
But Greene has not publicly denounced those statements, instead raising money off the controversy as Democrats condemn her conduct.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is totally out of control. As a QAnon caucus leader, sympathizer.
Greene defiantly tweeting at her critics, "We owe them no apologies. We will never back down." McCarthy posting a statement saying he told Greene we have a responsibility to hold ourselves to a higher standard than how she presented herself as a private citizen, while accusing Democrats of a partisan power grab for today's vote to remove Greene from her committee assignments.
The voters decided she could come and serve.
The House GOP also eyeing the future of their party, voting to keep Liz Cheney in her post as the third highest ranking Republican. Cheney under fire for supporting the impeachment of former President Trump, one of only 10 Republicans to do so. But in a secret ballot vote by a 145 to 61 margin, Cheney's colleagues had her back, fending off calls from Trump loyalists for her removal.
That we're not going to be divided and that we're not going to be in a situation where people can pick off any member of leadership.
Oh, for God's sake.
Seriously, so they have to vote in secret. Secret, everybody. They have to vote in secret for Liz Cheney. Doesn't this tell you everything? They voted on whether or not to expel Liz Cheney from the conference chairmanship, but they haven't voted on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about the GOP and where they are right now? That they have been infiltrated with lunatics and fringy people and white supremacists and 3%ers and Q ladies and, oh my God, we're going to, you know how we spell Karen with a Q? We're going to spell Kevin with a Q now, too. Kevin McCarthy is now Q-E-V-I-N, McCarthy, okay? Maybe he's just Q curious. Maybe. Oh, so now we're supposed to accept Marjorie Taylor Greene was just Q adjacent when she was asking questions to the internet about whether or not those kids were killed in Sandy Hook, about whether or not the kids were killed in at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas here in Florida, Parkland. They were just, she was just Q adjacent. She just had questions, and so she found the answers on the internet. Just Q curious, everybody, is what it is. And this is what she told the conference, according to Kevin with a Q last night. And they gave her a standing... Oh! They gave her a standing ovation. A standing O. What? So here's where they're hanging their hat. Okay, they're hanging their hat on this. She was just curious, and she had questions that she needed answers to. So she of course turned to 4chan. Because who doesn't? See, that's where she was, okay? She just turned to 4chan, and oh, by the way, as soon as she became a member of the GOP, let's spell caucus with a Q, she stopped. She stopped doing that. That's what he said.
Nothing that she said has been based upon since she's been a member of Congress. And the voters decided she could come and serve. When she sent and denounced all those, inside our chambers,
apologize for her past comments.
That's exactly what she did.
Publicly, though.
That's what she did inside our conference.
Do Democrats deserve to hear that same apology that she delivered?
Well, I think everybody should hear that. And she has expressed that she has put it out from news agencies and others. I think it would be helpful if you could hear exactly what she told all of us, denouncing QAnon. I don't know if I say it right. I don't even know what it is. Any from the shootings. She said she knew nothing about lasers or all the different things that have been brought up about her. And so from that perspective, she's now a member. If we are now going to start judging what other members have said before they're even members of Congress, I think it's going to be a hard time for the Democrats to place anybody on committee.
You do? You do? I don't. First of all, it's a lie, okay? She has said insurrectionist Q crap after she was elected. Here. This one here.
This is an important time in our history. We can't allow this just to be gone, just to let it go. You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president, because he did not win this election. It's being stolen and the evidence is there. The mainstream media for 4 years talked about Russian collusion, conspiracy theories, and lies, and demanded investigations nonstop into Russian collusion.
Okay, she was already a member of Congress when she said that right there. So was she saying that she asked the internet if the election was stolen, but she was just curious she was just asking for a friend, is what she was doing? How about when she said to show up on January 6th?
Support Congress, Republicans in Congress in this effort. We also need you to support our president. On January 6th, if you're able, there are going to be possibly 1 million or more people coming to Washington to be there for this historic event. If you're able, I ask you to come. We definitely want your support. It's critical for everyone to show up and show the nation who we are. We aren't a people that are going to go quietly into the night. We are not a people that are going to be thrust into socialism without stopping it. So thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for your support, and I want to let you know I will always take on the fight because I believe in it.
She believes in the fight. That said that everyone was going to get arrested on the 6th of January, that the president would declare martial law, and he would arrest everyone. She was all about it. Listen, this is a lie. The woman has shown you who she is over and over and over. Believe her. Believe her. That's all I'm asking, is for you to believe what she says, who she is. She has shown it to you. Now, Kevin is telling you he doesn't even know what QAnon is, or QAnon. He can't even say it. He can't even make himself say, okay, he doesn't know what it is. Might I direct your attention to all those Q signs that were at all those Trump rallies that were there on the day of the insurrection, on the day of the bloody coup? Might I direct your attention to all of the people that wear Q T-shirts and carry Q flags and carry put Q all over their hold it up? I mean, what is wrong with him? Does he think his supporter? I don't know. Does he think we as a country are stupid or blind or believe him? I mean, what is the deal? What is the deal? That was the most bizarre thing I'd ever. And now, she did go to the floor today. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just curious. I just needed answers. I turned to the internet. It was a mistake. I was just asking for a friend. I was just asking for a friend whether or not, 9/11 was a hoax. I was just asking for a friend if the school shootings were a false flag operation, because I listen to Alex Jones nonstop every single day and send him money. I was just asking if there were really such a thing as Jewish space lasers that were being fired off by the Rothschild Jewish cabal to set off wildfires in California. I was just I needed answers to these pressing questions, so I went on that's what she actually said. Now, don't forget this. She's been fundraising off of this the whole time. Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.